You're not tired. You're not burned out. You're something worse and nobody's talking about it. 3 days ago, you sat in your car for 11 minutes before going inside your own house. Not because you were on a call, not because you were finishing a podcast. You just couldn't move yet, couldn't face another conversation, couldn't pretend you had energy left. Your hands were shaking. Not from coffee, from nothing, from everything. Here's what they don't tell you about survival mode. It doesn't feel like drowning. Drowning is dramatic. People notice. People help. This feels like Tuesday, like normal, like what everyone else is doing, so you keep your mouth shut and push through. One more email, one more shift, one more month of "I'll rest when things calm down." Except things never calm down. And that voice in your head that used to say, "You're okay," has gone completely silent. Right now, your body is making a decision about your future, without your permission, without warning. And if you don't understand what's happening in the next 10 minutes, you're going to wake up 5 years from now and not recognize the person staring back at you in the mirror. Let me show you what's actually happening inside your body right now. Your nervous system has 2 modes, safe and threat. When you're safe, you digest food properly, you sleep deeply, you think clearly. Your immune system works, you heal. But when there's a threat, a predator, a fire, a crisis, everything changes instantly. Blood rushes to your muscles, your heart rate spikes, digestion shuts down, sleep becomes impossible, your brain stops planning for the future and focuses entirely on this moment. Survive now, think later. That system saved our ancestors from lions. It's supposed to activate for minutes, maybe hours, then turn off. But yours never turned off. It's been running for months, maybe years. And you've convinced yourself this is just how life works now. Everyone's stressed, everyone's tired, everyone's struggling to keep up. But here's the truth. Nobody's saying out loud, "You're not supposed to live like this." Your body wasn't designed for chronic survival mode. It's designed for acute survival mode. Short bursts, then rest, then recovery. What you're doing right now is the equivalent of redlining your car engine every single day and wondering why it's making strange noises. And those strange noises, they're getting louder. Stick with me, because by the end of this, you'll finally understand why everything feels so impossible lately, and more importantly, what happens if you don't stop. There's a specific moment when survival mode stops being temporary and becomes your entire personality. For most people, it starts with something real, a genuine crisis. You lose your job, someone gets sick, a relationship implodes. Suddenly, you're in actual danger, financial danger, emotional danger, the kind where if you don't move fast and stay sharp, everything falls apart. So you activate, you hustle, you sacrifice sleep, you push through exhaustion, you do whatever it takes, and it works. You survive, the crisis passes. But something strange happens after. You don't turn off. The threat is gone, but the response never stops. You keep operating like the emergency is still happening, because somewhere deep in your wiring, you learned a terrifying lesson. The moment you relax, everything collapses. So you don't. You keep the same pace, the same hypervigilance, the same white-knuckle grip on every detail of your life. Months pass, then years, and survival mode isn't a response anymore. It's who you are. You can't remember the last time you felt genuinely relaxed. You can't remember what boredom feels like. Can't imagine taking a day off without your phone, without checking in, without making sure everything's still standing. People tell you to slow down and you laugh. Slow down? With rent due? With deadlines piling up? With a world that punishes anyone who blinks for half a second? But here's what's actually happening. Your brain has rewritten its baseline. It now believes that constant threat is normal, that danger is the default setting. So it keeps you there, locked in. And every day you stay in that state, it gets harder to find your way out. Because you're not just stressed anymore. You've chemically altered how your brain interprets reality itself. Your body starts keeping score in ways you don't immediately recognize. First, it's small things. You get sick more often, just colds, nothing serious. Your back hurts for no clear reason. You wake up exhausted even after 8 hours of sleep when you manage to get 8 hours, which is rare. You brush it off. Everyone deals with this stuff. You're just getting older. Life's demanding, normal wear and tear. Then the symptoms get weirder. Your stomach becomes unpredictable. Certain foods suddenly don't work anymore. You're either starving or nauseous, no middle ground. Your memory starts glitching. You walk into rooms and forget why. You miss appointments you swore you remembered. People tell you things, and 2 days later it's like the conversation never happened. You're not losing your mind. You're just scattered, too much on your plate. But here's what's really happening. When your body stays in threat mode too long, it starts making brutal calculations. It begins shutting down non-essential systems to conserve energy for survival. Digestion, non-essential. Deep sleep, non-essential. Memory formation, non-essential. Immune function, non-essential. Your body is literally cannibalizing itself to keep you moving. And the cruelest part? You interpret all of this as personal failure. You think you're weak, undisciplined, not trying hard enough. So you push harder, drink more coffee, sleep less, force yourself through the brain fog, power through the exhaustion. You treat your body like it's betraying you, when the truth is the exact opposite. Your body is trying desperately to save you. It's screaming warnings in the only language it has, physical breakdown. But you've been ignoring that language for so long, you've forgotten how to hear it, and it's about to start speaking louder. The psychological shift happens so gradually, you don't see it coming. You used to have hobbies, things you did just because they felt good. Maybe you painted, maybe you played guitar, maybe you just took long walks without your phone, letting your mind wander. But somewhere along the way, those things started feeling irresponsible, wasteful, like time you couldn't afford to lose. So you stopped, told yourself you'd get back to them later, when things settled down, when you had margin. Now the only things you do are things you have to do. Work, bills, obligations, maintenance. Your entire existence has become transactional. Every action needs to produce a result. Every hour needs to justify itself. Rest feels like laziness. Pleasure feels like procrastination. You've turned into a machine that only understands output and survival. But here's the thing about machines. They don't need meaning. They don't need connection. They don't need purpose beyond function. And slowly, quietly, you've started operating the same way. You stopped asking if you're happy, stopped wondering if this is the life you actually want. Those questions feel dangerous now, indulgent. Because if you're honest about the answer, you might have to change something. And change requires energy you simply don't have. So you keep moving, keep pushing, keep telling yourself that everyone else is doing the same thing. This is adulthood. This is responsibility. This is what it takes, except it's not. What's actually happening is something far darker. You're erasing yourself piece by piece. The parts of you that made life worth living are being sacrificed to keep the machine running. And the worst part, you won't notice they're gone until you reach for them one day and find nothing but emptiness where they used to be. The relationships around you start changing shape, and you're the last one to notice. Your partner says something over dinner, something about how you're never really present anymore. Even when you're sitting right there, you're somewhere else, thinking about tomorrow's meeting, replaying today's mistake, calculating whether you can skip lunch next week to catch up on work. You hear the words, but they bounce off. You're too tired to have this conversation right now. You promise you'll be better, more present, soon. Your friends stop inviting you places, not out of anger, out of mercy, because the last 4 times they asked, you cancelled. Or you showed up but spent the whole time checking your phone, distracted, half gone. They could see it in your eyes. You weren't having fun. You were enduring, counting minutes until you could leave and get back to the endless list waiting for you at home. Your kids, if you have them, learn to expect less. They stop bringing you their drawings, stop asking you to play, not because they don't want to, Because they've learned that daddy's busy, mommy's stressed. There's always something more urgent than this moment right here. So they adapt, they get quieter, they need you less. And you tell yourself that's good, that's them growing up, being independent. But what's really happening is this. Survival mode is contagious. It doesn't just destroy you, it radiates outward. The people who love you start organizing their lives around your nervous system. They learn to tiptoe, to not ask for too much, to accept the crumbs of attention you have left after giving everything to work, to bills, to the hamster wheel. And one day, you'll look up and realize the people closest to you have become strangers. Not because they left, because you did. You just never physically walked away. There's a specific type of loneliness that only exists in survival mode, and it's suffocating. You're surrounded by people all day. Co-workers, clients, family. Your phone buzzes constantly. Emails, messages, notifications. You're never technically alone, but somehow you've never felt more isolated in your entire life because nobody sees what's actually happening inside you. They see you functioning. They see you showing up. They see you handling things, so they assume you're fine, and you let them believe it because admitting the truth feels impossible. What would you even say? That you're drowning in plain sight, that every day feels like running through mud, that you can't remember the last time you felt like yourself. It sounds dramatic, attention-seeking. Everyone's struggling, everyone's tired. What makes you special? So you swallow it, paste on the smile. Say you're just busy, just tired, just stressed like everyone else. But here's what makes this loneliness so dangerous. You start believing you're the only one, that everyone else figured out how to handle modern life except you, that other people have some secret resilience you're missing, so you isolate even further. Stop reaching out, stop being honest, stop letting anyone see the cracks, because if they knew how close you were to falling apart, they'd lose respect for you. They'd see you as weak, unreliable, a liability. The irony is brutal. The thing you need most, connection, vulnerability, someone to witness your struggle, is the exact thing survival mode won't let you have. Because survival mode operates on a simple principle. Trust no one, show no weakness, keep moving. It's kept you alive, but it's also built a wall so thick that even the people who love you can't reach through it anymore. And behind that wall, you're disappearing into a version of yourself you never intended to become. Your body eventually stops asking permission and starts making executive decisions. It happens on a random Tuesday. Nothing particularly dramatic about the day. Same alarm, same commute, same desk. You sit down to start working and suddenly your hands won't stop shaking. Your chest feels tight, not painful exactly, but wrong, like someone's sitting on your rib cage. You can't catch a full breath. Your vision tunnels slightly. And for the first time in years, a thought breaks through the noise. Something is very wrong. You go to the doctor, they run tests, blood work, EKG, imaging. Everything comes back normal. Probably anxiety, they say, maybe stress. They hand you a prescription and a pamphlet about meditation apps. You leave feeling stupid, dramatic, like you wasted everyone's time over nothing. But it wasn't nothing. What just happened was your body staging an intervention. After months or years of sending quiet signals you ignored, the headaches, the exhaustion, the digestive issues, the insomnia, it finally screamed. It forced you to stop. Not because it wanted to punish you, because it's terrified. Your nervous system just realized that you're not going to save yourself, that you'll run this machine into the ground unless something breaks catastrophically enough to make you stop. And here's the horrifying part. This was just the warning shot. If you go back to business as usual, if you treat this like a glitch that needs managing instead of a message that needs hearing, your body will escalate. The panic attacks will get worse, or maybe your back will go out completely, or your immune system will collapse and you'll get seriously sick. Your body doesn't want to hurt you, but it will absolutely sacrifice your comfort, your productivity, even your health, if that's what it takes to get you to finally listen. The financial trap is the cruelest part of this entire nightmare, because here's the thing everyone dancing around. You can't just stop. You know you're destroying yourself. You know something has to change. But rent doesn't pause for healing. Insurance doesn't care about your nervous system. Your kids need to eat, whether you're in survival mode or not. So when people say, just slow down or prioritize self-care or set boundaries, you want to laugh or scream. Because those solutions are for people with safety nets, with savings accounts, with options. You're trapped in a system that punishes rest, that treats exhaustion as weakness, that measures your worth by your productivity. And the sickest irony, the more depleted you become, the less capable you are of changing your situation. You're too tired to look for a better job, too foggy to plan an escape route, too scared to risk the little stability you have left, so you stay. And every day you stay, the walls close in tighter. This is what they mean when they say the system is designed to break you, not through some evil conspiracy, just through basic math. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, you can't afford to get sick, can't afford to quit, can't afford to slow down, and your body knows this, so it keeps running on fumes, on adrenaline, on sheer will, until one day it simply can't anymore. And when you finally break, because you will break, it's not a matter of if, but when. The same system that ground you down will blame you for it. They'll say you didn't manage your stress, didn't take care of yourself, didn't have enough grit. But the truth is simpler and uglier. You were never supposed to survive this pace. Nobody is. We're all just pretending it's normal until our bodies force us to admit otherwise. There's a moment that comes for everyone living like this, and you need to recognize it when it arrives. It's quiet, unremarkable. You're doing something mundane, washing dishes, sitting in traffic, lying in bed at 3 in the morning, and suddenly you feel it. Not panic, not fear, something worse. Emptiness, a hollow recognition that you've spent years fighting to keep everything together, and you can't remember why anymore, can't remember what you're even protecting. The life you're killing yourself to maintain doesn't feel like yours anymore. It feels like a costume you're trapped inside. That moment is a fork in the road. One direction leads to another. 5 years of this, then 10, then 20. You'll watch yourself become someone you don't recognize, bitter, numb, resentful of people who seem lighter than you, who laugh easier, who still have energy for things that don't produce income. You'll tell yourself you're being realistic, responsible, adult. But deep down, you'll know you're just too tired to fight anymore. The other direction is terrifying. It requires admitting you can't keep doing this, that something fundamental has to change. Not surface-level changes, not a new morning routine or a productivity hack. Real change, the kind that might mean disappointing people, earning less for a while, rebuilding from scratch, asking for help, looking weak, feeling lost. But here's what nobody tells you about that second path. Your body is already trying to drag you down it. Every symptom, every breakdown, every moment of overwhelming exhaustion, that's not failure. That's redirection. Your body is trying to save your life by making your current life unsustainable. And you can either listen now while you still have some control over how this unfolds, or you can wait until the choice gets made for you, usually in an emergency room, or a divorce, or a collapse you can't recover from. So here's where you are right now. You understand what's happening. You see the pattern. You recognize yourself in every chapter of this. And that recognition is either going to haunt you or save you. Because knowing changes nothing. People know smoking kills them. Know sugar destroys them. Know their relationships are dying. Knowing doesn't create change. Decision does. You have maybe a dozen people in your life who would understand this video, who are living the exact same nightmare, who need to hear this as desperately as you did. Send it to them, not as advice, not as judgment, just as a mirror. Sometimes we need someone else to say the thing we're too afraid to admit ourselves. And if this hit you differently than you expected, if something in you cracked open watching this, don't let that feeling fade. Subscribe to this channel, not for more content, because what comes next matters. We're going deeper into how you actually break this cycle, how you rebuild a nervous system that's been hijacked, how you create a life that doesn't require your destruction to function. The algorithm will bury this if you don't engage. So comment below. What chapter hit you hardest? Where did you see yourself? You don't have to explain, just mark the spot. Let other people know they're not alone in this. Your body's been trying to tell you something for a long time. Maybe it's finally time to listen.